Hey guys. Okay, first of all, my name is Asia. This is the book channel that I'm gonna officially start because I know that I said I was gonna start it a few months ago and I never did. So now I'm gonna start it. Basically, I have another channel. I'll link it down below. Put it up here or somewhere on the screen. But it's just a regular channel, and I wanted to do a book channel because this year I posted a few book videos on my other channel, my regular channel, but this year I want to like really get back into reading. And I've been doing so well so far. So I'm gonna have like a January and February wrap up at the end of this month. But yeah, I was like, let's do a haul because I've been racking up on these books that I want to read. I've read a few of them already. But yeah, let's talk about it. I have a lot of books over here. A lot. Let's count real fast. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 18 books for this fall. And a few of them I got last year. Maybe like 4 of them that I got last year. And the rest I've recently got in like the past 2 months, I guess, since like January started. So out of all of these, the ones that I've read already are 4 or 5. I've read 5 of them already. So yeah, let's just get started. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow. That's the same thing, whatever. And I'm gonna put my socials down below and on the screen, and you already know the deal. So let's just get on with it. So the first book that I have for this haul I actually got today. It's Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, and I've actually only read one other Colleen Hoover book. It's also in this haul. Okay, so altogether I have four Colleen Hoover books. The 4th one's back there. I've only read one of them so far, but I really enjoyed it. But yeah, the first book in this haul is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover, which is the one that I got today. Basically, I don't really even know what this is about. I'm not even gonna lie. I just heard on other booktubers accounts that it just came out and everybody's been excited about it. So I was like, okay, I'll grab it. And I saw it today. And I was like, I'll just get it. Why not? So I'm excited to read it though. It sounds interesting. I read like the first few sentences and it sounded really interesting. So apparently it's about this mom who was serving 5 years in prison for a mistake. And when she gets out, she goes back to her town trying to reunite with her daughter, but like everybody is like against that kind of, and she just wants to like rebuild relationships. And but there's a lot of, it says, but the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. So it sounds like a really interesting, just like family kind of story. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. It's the next one that I have that I need to read because this one has been like on everybody's booktubes as well. So I'm excited to read it. I also have no idea what this one is about. Honestly, I just pick books up. I don't, if the cover looks interesting and enough people are like, read this book, it's really good, then I'm gonna pick the book up and I'm gonna buy it. Will I read it? Maybe. I'll try to. For example, We Were Liars. Everybody talked about how good that book was. I DNF'd it. I could not get through that book. I got to like page 100 and was like, I couldn't finish it. So will I finish it one day? Maybe, but it just, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's the next book. And then I have Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I'm really excited to read this book because they said it's like a romantic thriller kind of scary story, and a lot of people talked about how it actually did scare them. And there's a lot of books that like I feel like are supposed to be scary but never actually are scary, which is why I just never pick up like thrillers. But it's by Colleen Hoover, so everybody hypes up her books, so I was like, let's give it a try. And then the only book I have read by Colleen Hoover is Ugly Love which I don't want to give too much away about. Like, I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm gonna do a book review of, I read this in January, so I'm gonna do my wrap up for January and February. So I don't want to spoil this, but I will say that I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, I believe. But I'll talk about why in my wrap up video if you guys want to stay tuned for that. So that was a part of that haul. Next we have Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Waters of the World by Benjamin Alir Sansen. I don't want to say his name wrong. I don't know how to pronounce it, but the cover is actually so pretty. So I'm excited to read this one. I read the first one back in middle school and I thought it was so cute and just really sweet, and it's an LGBTQ book. Do I remember what happened in the first one? No. Am I going to reread the first one before I read this? Also no. So yeah, but I'm excited to read this book because when I first read the first one I was like, why is there not a second one? Like, this just can't be the end. And so now there is a second one and I'm gonna read it without remembering what happened in the first one, and it's gonna be okay. Next we have The Selection by who? I don't know. Kira Cass. Yeah, I don't like this cover personally. I don't like when real people are on covers. It just feels weird. Like, I like to make up my own assumptions about what the person actually looks like, and then they have the person on the cover and I'm just like, oh, now I can't use my imagination. But yeah, I already read this one and I don't want to, it gives middle school vibes. I don't remember. I ranked it like it was a good book. I did like a 3.5 out of 5 stars because it was a good book, but it was just like a middle school book. Like, this is something I would have read in 6th grade and had a blast with it. And it actually probably did come out when I was in 6th grade. I just didn't know about it. But I'm gonna finish the series because, like, I already started it. I kind of know how it's gonna end though, but I just want to finish reading it. So that's the first one. I already read that one. Here's The Elite, which I'm actually gonna start today. It's gonna be my next book, and it's just the second book in the series. So yeah, the only reason I'm really reading this right now is because I want another chill book to read, because after the last book I read, yeah, I just want like another quick, easy read that's gonna like make me laugh in certain areas and not make me think. That's what I'm going with this book. So then next we have The Inheritance Games. She Came From Nothing, They Have Everything, Let the Games Begin. It's by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I got this book today actually, but the only other book I read by her is The Naturals, that series, and that series is amazing. Well, I've only read the first book, but that book was really good and I've been just meaning to get the second one and just haven't. So I'm excited to see how her writing style works in this book. I have no idea what this book is about, but the cover is really nice, so there's that. So I was saying that I don't know anything about this book, and then I took a minute to read the back, and it sounds really interesting. It literally is like an inheritance game. You're competing to see who gets the inheritance money of a billionaire Tobias Hawthorne. So it sounds really interesting, and like it's gonna be kind of funny. It sounds like what's that movie Chris Evans played in? I still have not watched it. I don't know. When I figure it out, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, that's what it sounds like, and this sounds really good. So it's a series, or I think it's a duology. So, and then we have Again But Better. This is basically about just somebody who wants to just kind of redo their life. Not redo their life, but basically, so she moves to London for like a study abroad for a semester, and it's basically just like how she's gonna do her life again but better. I kind of just picked this up for like a fun read to do, for just like a fun simple read with a little bit of romance but also a little bit of like life in general, especially because I'm going to college this year, August. So don't know where I'm going yet, I'm gonna do a college reaction decision thing video on my regular channel, so check that out. Stay tuned for that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't read this yet because you want to know the real reason why I haven't read this yet. Because personally, I feel like the words on these pages are too small, and that's a fear of mine. It's not a big, people have big book fears, and that's never been a fear of mine. My fear is small words that are too close together. They're like why is the font so small? Like Twilight, I read that series in 3 weeks maybe, the entire series, because the words are big. Harry Potter, I haven't finished the series, but like when I was reading it, words were big. Got through the books super easy. But small words scare me. I mean, not small words, small fonts scare me. So yeah. Next we have All the Right Places, which is a TV or a movie. It's a movie. But yeah, I've been seeing this book since I was in middle school as well, and just never picked it up, never bought it. But now I'm gonna take the time to read it because it sounds really good and interesting. About somebody named Finch and somebody named Violet. First of all, the names are beautiful. Let's just say that. And the cover, great. So yeah, I mean, and then like the first line of the back is literally, Theodore Finch is fascinated by death. Okay. I want to see where it goes. So I think it's kind of like a coming of age story, which is going to be, I love those stories. I am a sucker for a good coming of age story. Like, they're my favorite books, which I think you can tell from Again But Better and Aristotle and Dante and a lot of the other books in my haul. So I'm excited to read this and see where it goes, because I feel like it's just gonna be so sweet and heartwarming and adorable. So, and then a little romance too. It never hurts anybody. So next we have a very popular book talk book, as well as a very popular Booktube book. So it's Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. The first time I heard about this book was when I was watching one of my favorite booktubers, Steph Boyer. I don't know how to say her last name, but yeah, that's when I first heard about this book. And she honestly, I started reading romance more after I started watching her channel. I'm not gonna lie, but I think this book is just like they're in a band or something. I don't know, but she made it sound so good, so I picked it up and was like, let's just read it. Apparently it's very adult, R-rated, so we'll see. Plus, romance books have been really good lately, I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of obsessed with them, but. And then next we have the first book in the Addicted series and the Calloway Sisters series. Will I be reading both series? Probably, depending on if I really like this book or not. But everybody's been talking about this one as well, and it sounds really good. And it's basically about this girl who's a sex addict and this guy who's an alcoholic. And I mean, I don't think people like understand, well, like addicts feed off of each other, so the fact that they're kind of apparently like in a romantic thing probably isn't going to end well, as we have seen from Euphoria. If you don't watch Euphoria, you should watch it. But anyway, but I'm really interested to see like where it goes, and it just sounds really interesting in terms of like, you don't really see a lot of like romance novels that also include like very real life situations like addiction. So this should be really good, and the cover is really pretty as well. So next we have two books that I've read. First, I feel like this is gonna be like my top book of 2022, but I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm just gonna say how much I absolutely adored this book. But this is a haul, so I can't talk about my love for this book. But the book it's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. Just butchered that. Like I said, I will definitely be doing a review of this book, so I don't want to go into detail about how much I enjoyed this book. But just know that I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and if you want to see why I absolutely love this book so much. Please watch my review of it because yeah. Basically what the book is about though, it's another coming of age story and it's about mental health, and I feel like a lot of books that are about mental health don't do a good job at talking about mental health, but this book, again, I don't want to give anything away, so this book is just about mental health, and it's about this guy who's 15 years old, and he checks himself into the mental hospital, the psych ward of just a regular hospital in his city, to be checked into the adult side because of renovations going on in the adolescent side. So it's just about his journey through that and his journey as to why he checked himself into the hospital. And it's, yeah, I have been eyeing this book for a long time, so I'm really glad that I finally decided to read it. But yeah, stay tuned for the review. Next we have Stolen by Lucy Christopher. I've finished this book as well. Give it a 4.3 out of 5 stars. Okay, why I did 4.3 I don't know, but that's what I said. So basically this book is about this girl who is kidnapped in an airport, and she's taken hostage by this guy, and he takes her to Australia and he keeps her in a cabin. And well, it's not really a cabin, he keeps her somewhere. And so basically about how she gets out, how she survives, and just all of that. It's a really good book. It was an easy read too. So next we have 2 books by the same author, by Taylor Jenkins Reid. First one is Daisy Jones and the Six, and the second one is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Very popular books on Booktube and Book Talk. So again, I have no clue what these books are about at all. But it sounds interesting. So yeah, going into this book not having any idea what it's about, but it sounds good. So I think that's all that matters, right? Yeah, that's all that matters. And then like I said, this one, I also don't really know what this one's about, but everybody has been hyping it up, so I thought I might as well get to it and read it. This is a book that I actually just finished like 2 days ago. Normal People by Sally Rooney. Only book I have by her. I went into this book having no idea what it was about at all, which may or may not have impacted the way that I saw it, like the way that I felt when reading it. But overall it was a pretty decent book. It's basically though just about these 2 people, Connell and Marianne, or Marianne, I don't know. But they grew up together. Marianne was basically bullied throughout high school. Connell was one of the more popular people. And basically they kind of start to catch feelings for each other, and they start to have like a secret relationship. And it's just about how they go along being friends, but people not knowing, but then also going to college, and just how they deal with it. Honestly, this is the definition of a right people wrong time, and I've heard so many people say that, and before I read it I was like, whatever that means. Definition of it. Yeah. Last one. This actually isn't the last one. I have one other book that I don't have the hard copy of, so I'm gonna talk about. But so we have Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. I've seen this movie a long time ago, and I saw the book and it was like really cheap, so I was like, I might as well just get it. Will I read this year? Maybe. Maybe like just for fun, I don't know, because I know what happens in it. I've seen the movie, but it's like The Fault in Our Stars, or you know, all those other sad books where the love interest ends up dying. But I don't know if I mean, it says the dying girl, so I'm sure she's never mind. Anyway, and then the last book that I have is called If He Had Been With Me. Don't remember the author, but I'll put it up here so you can see what I'm talking about. My friend actually sent me this book. We're both readers, and so she sent me the book and was like, you should read this book and tell me how you like it. So I bought it. Books A Million lost it in the mail, so we're waiting either to get a refund or for them to send it back to me again. So we'll see. I don't have the hard copy. yet. So yeah, that is that. Stay tuned, guys, for the next video, which is going to be my end of December, January, and February wrap up, because I've been reading more books this year so far, so I'm really excited about that. This is a book that we will be starting probably as soon as I finish this video, The Elite. I've heard so many bad things about these books, which makes me not want to read them, but I also just want a quick little read to read. I also just want a quick little book to read, so I'm just like, it should take me like a day. So, and then after that, I don't know what I'm reading, but I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my other channel as well. Give me suggestions of other book ideas that I can do. I want to do a 24-hour book vlog. I also want to do my reading the Harry Potter series vlog, and I'm gonna like talk about each book. I want to start doing that, so tell me if you guys would like to see that. Yeah, this is the first video of this channel, so follow my socials. Thanks, guys.
We could fly a kite with our shoes off, bossa on the boombox.